Can you hear that spooky music? It's freaking me out a little bit. Luckily, it's going to stop in a few minutes. How are you, everybody? I know we had a few people waiting, and yeah, Mary's ready for early. Well, here I am, a few minutes early. So, have you got any cat questions, or shall we just get with the spooky stuff? What do you all think? Has anybody got any cat spooky names that they've got? I know I did a feature earlier in the week, and lots of people had different spooky cat names for their cats. In fact, I don't know whether you can see them, but there's a spook. I always get it wrong. There's a spooky cat there, and I was asking for spooky cat names as part of my competition. So, oh, hi Robert, how are you? And your cat Desire is called Goblin. Oh, that's a great spooky name. Go on, Robert. You tell me your question. You give me your question, and I am going to start off with some spooky things in a little while. I'll just tease you in. I think I'm going to start with some Halloween advice really first for your cats. So if you want to start loading your questions in, and then I will answer them in due course. But when you think about Halloween as a whole, your cats are used to routine and everything, and they quite get used to seeing you as you are. And then if you're suddenly in fancy dress, it can be quite shocking for them, really. So how do you go about that? One thing that you can do is, hopefully that's going to stop in a minute, is put them in a quiet room, get a safe room set up so that they haven't got, lots of door knocking and things like that. You can think about putting, I know I mention this every time, Pet Remedy. You've got this in the States. This is really, really good. So you've got a pheromone plug in there, synthetic. Sorry, this one isn't pheromones. This one is phytotherapy. This Comfort Zone is the pheromone therapy. This is phytotherapy. So the two together work really well, just to reduce stress for the cats, because not only have they got possibly lots of decorations around, like you can see I've got here, the pumpkins and lots of strange noises, people knocking at the door. It can be really quite stressful for them. So one thing that you can do is obviously put them in the safe place, and consider putting something like licky mats and little nice puzzle feeders for them that are going to keep them occupied. And ask your Echo device, instead of playing eerie stuff like that was, you can ask your Echo device to play nice calming music for them. So that's something that you can think out of, really. I think it's the things that they could, because cats are naturally inquisitive, I think it's the things that they possibly want to try and chew. There's a lot of fake leaves up there with plastic. Now they're out of reach, and they've been kept out of this room whilst they've been there. But as soon as this live has ended, they'll come away, and then the room will be back for them again. So that's something to think about anyway. Still enjoy yourself, but keep your cat safe. And if there's anything like our house with trick or treat, you've got chocolate everywhere. Chocolate is really toxic for cats, so be mindful of where you store it. And again, cats are really inquisitive, want to be poking their nose in to see what it is. The glistening wrappers might interest them, and it's really, really fatal for cats. So let's have a look at these questions. So Robert, how do you get your cat from going outside at night? Shut the door. If you've got a cat flap, get your cat trained so he doesn't go out at night, and make sure that although you're taking something away from him, that he's going to have something positive as well. So again, think about the enrichment that you've got in the home. Offer him something really good. It could be mackerel or something that he doesn't normally get. Mash it all onto a licky mat, and hopefully start to sort of move that away from the cat flap or the back door, so that each time he's thinking he's going to go outside, you give him something else, something tasty perhaps, or play with him and move the mat or the licky mat away from the door, so he gets used to a new routine. And cats will get used to a new routine very, very quickly. And yeah, it is dangerous for cats to go out late at night, because although we think of them as nocturnal, they're not nocturnal, they're crepuscular, which means that they're active at dusk and dawn. And although their eyes are far better for night vision than human eyes, they can still get dazzled by headlights, and that's, they freeze then, and that's why there's a lot of fatalities in the evening and the dark nights. So hi Bunny and Tosh. Oh, finally. Oh, I'm so pleased you've actually you got to join me tonight, because I know you keep missing that. So who else? Martel, hello, thank you so much for doing these Q&As. You've watched them all. Oh wow. Oh, I'm really, really pleased that you've listened to me burble for hours and hours. I know some people have had it previously where puts labels on to what you're talking about, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to do that. But if I could work it out, I would, and then you can fast forward. But great to have you all here, and I know I'm getting regulars in now, which is superb. And who knows? And I may one day know what all the abbreviations for the different states are. But in the meantime, just be gentle with me, because I am learning, honestly. So we've got so where else have we got more questions? Okay, Robert's saying he's crying. Oh, okay. So you've got no cat flap and he's crying all night. So this is something you're just going to have to retrain him. And it's like anything. It's like changing our habits. It normally takes about 7 to 10 days. So it is earplugs, ear defenders. And I know that sounds really flippant, but it is the only way, because he will be crying, to get your attention, to let him out. So as long as you know he's got food, water, he's safe, you've got enrichment for him. I use this word enrichment such a lot. What could that be? It could be anything. It could be a cardboard box, an egg carton with some treats in or something, anything like that. Just to keep him occupied. So Hugo thinks he's going to get some treats in there, and he might do, actually. And if you're worried about giving your cat high calorific cat treats, then Thrive, this is Cat King Nibbles, but Thrive do some as well, and they are little pieces of freeze-dried, this one's salmon. See, they're just little tiny pieces, but I can put that in there and Hugo will be quite happy digging away in there. And as you can see, it's not very much, but that'll keep him going. This is another great one. This is a dog toy, flying saucer, and they have to learn how to rotate this round. It's a little bit harder to rotate it round, and then they can get the treats. Hugo, I'm going to have to just put him gently on the floor with this now, otherwise he's going to crash everything around, and that wouldn't be very good. So do stick to your guns on that. And it's like, Robert, who's going to break first? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be your cat? What's your cat called, by the way? And don't forget, give me your spooky cat names. Has anybody got black cats as well? I'm really interested about talking about black cats, because there's so much superstition that surrounds black cats, isn't there? Particularly in Europe, they used to think, I mean, hundreds of years ago, back to medieval times, that black cats were associated with witchcraft. And if an old lady, a spinster, lived on her own with a black cat, then she was more likely to be a witch. And I think it was in America with the Salem witch trial. Yeah, they were really persecuted, black cats were. And yet in other countries such as Egypt, black cats are worshipped. They're considered sacred. So it's funny how our perception varies, and it has done historically over the decades of millennia, really, of a black cat and what they considered to be good or bad luck. And it was considered that in the bubonic plague, black cats were the cause of the plague. So all of these black cats were culled, and it actually exacerbated the plague, because the rodents spread the plague, and the cats weren't able to kill them because they were being culled. So it was really, really bizarre. And so tell me your cat superstitions and what you think about them. I'd be really interested to hear about those. So Marty, you've got 2 cats, and the youngest you've struggled with play aggression. I've tried regular play sessions before, food, puzzle feeders, and clicker training. Oh, that's really good. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. Please, everyone, just give is there a heart button? Yeah, just keep pressing that. That's great. And BD is here, our wonderful moderator, and she's welcoming Bunny and Tosh too. So going back recently, you've realised that she has this particular meow that she starts usually by staring at me a little while before she starts. I started responding to this meow with play sessions or training, something like this. It's helped me so much. But I'm wondering if I'm helping it or whether she's training me. Does it matter? If the behaviour is stopping, then really that's a good thing, because she's learning that if she meows to you in a certain way, then you're going to play with it in a way that she is finding interesting. So it's not allowing her to rehearse the aggression. So really it doesn't matter, I don't think, if she's training you or not. You have got this communication between the two of you where it ends up that there's no aggression. Play aggression is really, really difficult. Once it's started, you really have to go back to basics. So you need things like big long wands, so you can keep them away from you. There's lots of different things that you can do like that, but regular interaction is really, really good. Try that and let me know next time. But I think it is important that you've addressed this, and well done for that as well. Where are we? Oh, Robert's happy with that. He's going to give that a go. That's brilliant. You're very welcome. Hi, Desire. What's your best tip for kittens, especially for special needs cats? Okay, what is your cat's special need? Is it blind or deaf? Is it neurodivergent? Because cats can be neurodivergent too, and it takes a while for you to recognize that that is the case. And very often, if you just take your cat to a vet and say there's something wrong with this kitten, they'll do a health check and the cat will be fine. But you know instinctively there's something wrong with that cat. So it's accommodating, if it is neurodivergent, how you can put as much enrichment, I've said that word again, into that cat's life. It may be that it just wants to be stuck in one place under the bed. It doesn't want to move. And that is different to it being a fearful response. But tell me about your cat anyway, and then hopefully I can help you with that. You had Russell, you got a cat that would fight every cat in the neighborhood. Why would you do that? Well, Russell, was he neutered? That's one question. And secondly, I would say he's extremely territorial, and he was a very confident cat. So in the cat world, there's no such thing as dominance. We just have very confident cats and not so confident cats. For example, Hugo is the boss, obviously, hence the name, and he's a very confident cat in the house. So I wouldn't ever say that he's the most dominant cat, but he has the most confidence. So therefore, he walks around with an assertion that some of the other cats will not do in quite the same way. So in terms of preventing this behaviour, cats generally, Russell, will timeshare they don't like fighting, but if it comes to it and it's his territory, he will fight for his territory. If he's entire, then even more so, he's going to be fighting for his territory. And that's why a lot of unneutered males get into a lot of health problems with their wounds and bites, etc., because they're trying to procreate, and therefore they want to have the territory for all the females that may be in that territory. Hello from Denmark. Wonderful. Where is everybody from tonight? If you didn't already know, sorry, I haven't introduced myself. Really rude. My name's Amanda, and I'm a clinical feline behaviorist, and I am also known as Kitty City Cat Behaviorist, and you can find me on all social media platforms. And this here is Hugo. And I'm in the UK. And it's not lovely fall like you get in the States. It's rainy, drab, wet, drizzly autumn. Joseph, and your cat yowls when using the litter box when he has diarrhea. Well, okay, he's probably got a tummy upset when he's got that. So I'd be probably wanting to take him to the vet to address the diarrhea that he has. Is it caused by food? Is it parasitic, or has he got something else going on? So speak to your vet, because I think any cat that's having either constipation or diarrhea, irregular bowel movements, it does need addressing. Sometimes it could just be food, sometimes it could be something more serious, but it's best to get vet checked. So who else have we got down here? Oh, at 3 a.m., your cat's howling. Yeah, I know. This is where the earplugs come in. And I know it sounds really flippant, but honestly, it is, because if you respond, even if it's a, oh, shut up to yourself, and your cat hears it, he'll carry on because it's still a response. 13 years old. Yeah, definitely get your little boy checked, Joseph. Gabrielle, hello. You've got a black kitty named Mochi. Oh, that's lovely. I'm still waiting for all these black cat names. So, Jennifer, hello. You've got a cat who absolutely cannot be still. If I go to pet her, if I touch her, she has to get up and circle. It drives me batty. I just want to relax and pet her. I can understand that, but another phrase that I say a lot, and that is be cat led, because like some humans are a real huggy person and they like the tactile relationship with other people, and other people just like to step back, and that's fine. And cats are the same. Some cats like a lot of affection and attention, they like being picked up and cuddled. Other cats don't, so you have to respect their boundaries. So if she's quite happy just sitting next to you or just having a little pat like that on the head, then that's good. That's good for her. So don't take it personal. It's just that her boundaries are different to your desires. That's all. Salem black cat. Yeah, that's a good one. I have to. Oh, Beverly, you often get told you're a witch with your black cat. Of course, that's right. Green eyes. Oh yeah, Bunny and Tosh are of course black. And we have Clip and Flip outside. They are TNRs. Oh, lovely. Trap, neuter, release, or return. It depends where you're from. We love their temperaments. Bunny and Tosh have been so easy to have. Out of 12 kittens, they were the easiest. If anybody's on Instagram, go and give Bunny a Tosh a follow. It's a lovely account. I think it's Instagram, or it might be Facebook, but go and search for Bunny and Tosh. You love your black cat, Salem. Oh, that's excellent. You feel similar about black cats. Until I found the 12 kittens, and all the black cats are the sweetest and the easiest. Oh, and it made you start your social media presence about them. This is the first time for many, many years that I haven't had a black cat. I adore black cats because, I mean, for any of you who have followed me before, you'll know that I had Roy and Radish and brothers, and they unfortunately had to be put to sleep 2 weeks apart last year. It was heartbreaking. Roy was the most sweetest, divergent little boy, and Radish was actually a feral that I rescued, and it took him years to come round, but it was adorable. And there is something about black cats. I think knowing that, yeah, I don't know, knowing that you've given a black cat a home, knowing that those are always the last cats to be rehomed in the shelters, I just can't understand it, because they're beautiful, and their eyes against their their black fur, they're just mesmerizing. Looking back at more things about black cats, that if I always get confused. If a black cat crosses your path, then is that good luck or bad luck? Because that varies wherever you go. And there was a saying about looking, oh, what did you do there? Looking into a cat's eyes for too long would bring you bad luck. And I wonder where these superstitions came from. And with this one in particular, I think because cats don't like staring, because that's considered threatening. So if you stare at your cat, maybe somebody did this eons ago and then the cat reacted, and then they said, oh, don't stare at a cat because it brings you bad luck. Or, I mean, it's just so silly. So when you go to look at your cat, always soft blink like that and see if they do it back to you, because that is a kitty smile. And if you get two cats in a multi-cat household and they are looking at one another, and maybe they just reassure each other with a slow blink to say, it's okay, I'm your friend, I'm non-threatening. So that's where I think that came from. And in Russia, blue cats, hence the Russian blue, they're considered to be lucky. So each country, wherever you're from, has luck and bad luck associated with cats. Don't you think it's strange that they don't do it with any other species? They don't say, "Oh, if a white chicken crosses your path, or if a white dog runs across the road, it's good luck." It's always cats, and I think that is because their behaviour is so creepy sometimes. Have you ever wondered if your cat can see spirits or anything? Because I had a lady who asked me once on, I think it was on a question on TikTok, and she said, "Do cats see ghosts?" And I said, I did a video and I went, "Absolutely." And then I followed it up quickly by saying, "No, I'm only joking. Cats, well, no scientific papers out there to say that cats can see spirits, but then there isn't any to say they can't. But what they can see, because their lenses are so different and their eyes are, they've got more cones and rods in their eyes than we have, they can see far more light refractions and things than we can see. So maybe when a cat is just staring into the void, and we think, what are they seeing? Come on, Hugo. What are they seeing? Are they seeing a spirit in the corner of the room? The chances are they can probably see refractions or reflections of things that are not visible to our naked eye. So that's what I think it is. But sometimes the midnight Zoomies, and you're just lying there in bed, and all of a sudden they start frenetically sort of zooming around the house. And that could just be pent up energy. It's nothing. They're not scared running away from a ghost or anything. So that's all I think it is anyway. But if anybody's got any controversial evidence to the differ to that, then tell me. This is what this is here for. So whilst it's also a spooky theme, it's also about your cat Q&A. So thank you so much for the first question. I hope there's time for another. Absolutely. You've got me here for an hour, so go for it. Is it possible for a cat to not understand what a hiss means? My oldest cat has never hissed or growled. Um, yeah, absolutely. So a hiss is not aggression. So if a cat hisses at another cat, a hiss isn't a friendly communication. It is a warning. It's a sign that I'm not happy with this. So a hiss could be actually fear, or it could be, no, don't come any closer. It could be a warning. If a cat hasn't hissed or growled, it may be that either it's not confident enough to hiss or growl, so therefore it's more of a less confident, or even a pariah cat. Or it could be that it's super confident and it's quite happy in its own fur and it doesn't feel the need to hiss or growl. It's like some cats don't meow, some cats don't purr. It doesn't necessarily mean that they can't, it just means that they choose not to. Um, Hello, Sangamitra. What a lovely name. That's really, really lovely. I hope I've said that right. Hello, doctor. Oh, that's so sweet, but I'm not a doctor. My 4-year-old kitty is much too clingy, attached to me only. I have to leave her for a few months at my parents' place, and she's not been introduced to them earlier. How to do it smoothly? That's a really, really good question. So, what I would do is, if you can, take her over there maybe a few days or a week before you're about to go. And if you could go and stay there for a few days as well, I think that would be helpful. Get lots of your clothes, maybe a t-shirt that you've worn in bed for about a week. The smellier, the better. The closer it's been to your body, the better. And have a few of those and keep them in a sealed up bag, like a Ziploc freezer bag or something, and get those all packaged up. So maybe you could have about 8 of those. And then every week when she's at your parents', then they could bring that t-shirt out and put it in her room for her. Again, you're going to want something like a synthetic pheromone, or if you have got this as well, phytotherapy, that would be really, really good. So you've got two different type of olfactory senses there that are going to help her relax. There is also something called Accutane. Now you can get in the States, and or I'm presuming you're in the States, that's about $27. Let me show you what it's like. And if you could, that's the box that you're looking for. And that's a palatable tablet that you can give to your cat. And this is the same for any cats with any anxiety issues, or if they're going to be going into a cattery, or it's a stressful time coming up, a house move. Accutane is palatable, and they have half a tablet twice a day, so you can just give it like a treat. That would be helpful as well. And ideally, keeping her in a room on her, not on her own, but keeping her in one room contained with all her toys. Take as much of her familiar belongings there, playing classical music in the room, a night light on there, just to get her used to it. And if you could be there for a few days before, that would be really, really good, just to keep her settled. And try and get the new routine going while you're still there with her at your parents' house. The most concerning thing for me in that would be that she doesn't escape, because if she does, then she's not going to know where she is. So just to cover all bases, make sure that she's microchipped, so that if she does escape, take a photograph of her, a recent photograph, so that if she does escape, then at least you've got a photograph and a microchip number ready. Also, it'd be a good idea to get, if you Google it, there's some cat signs that says indoor cat, do not let out. So one of those just printed off and put on the door would be really useful, just so that your parents, it's a reminder to them as well that, they mustn't leave the door open or the windows open. She may want to escape, because she'll actually be wanting to try and find you potentially. So routine and lots of consistency from your parents, lots of affection, lots of attention, and I'm sure she'll be fine. But come back in a few months and let me know how she got on. What's your kitty's name as well? So where are we, Marta? This is going back to the hissing. So when your younger cat hisses at him, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes after the vet, she seems to not know what it means. She hisses and runs off, but he'll run after just like he was playing. So what you've got there is your cat coming in, especially after the vet. Cats can get sometimes a non-recognition aggression, or because the cats smell different than that's just been to the vets. So on my TikTok channel, I've done a video just about returning back from a vet visit. So this is where your pet remedy spray is going to be your best friend there, or a pet remedy wipe that you can wipe over your cats, and then leave them in another room for maybe an hour or two, just to get your home smell all over them again, and then reintroduce them then again. That's probably the best idea when you're bringing a cat back. I've got to take one of mine to the vets for a dental very soon, and I'm dreading it, bringing him back, because he's very bonded with his brother. It's one of the snow Bengals, if you've seen those around. And I know full well that if they're going to be hostile to one another, this is when it's going to be. So that's the strategy. Come on in, Hugo. That's the strategy that I'm going to be doing, using pet remedy. So that's what I'll be doing. Right. So where are we now? Livia. I think I've said that all right. Is it Livla? Hello. Are two cats always better than one? I think my cat would love to play more than I am capable of playing with him. He's about 3 years old, but has kitten-like energy. I'm thinking of fostering a kitten too. Well, that would be absolutely brilliant to do that. So the only way you can do it is try. Some cats are more gregarious than others. Some cats aren't interested in having a friend, but if you do it very slowly, and don't just try and go and here cats, have a friend, you'll be fine. So just do a measured and planned approach. And again, I maybe could do another time just more of a talk about introducing cats and kittens, because it's a really in-depth topic. But if you do it properly, it's really, really crucial that for a good start anyway. So yeah, give it a go. Robert, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh gosh, I bet it's hot. Excuse me, let me just pick um Esker, Hugo up, because he's now, you notice how I'm handling him, but he's quite used to this, and he really does like all this handling, but there would be a lot of cats that you wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah, great idea, foster a kitten, but just don't let it disrupt your resident cat either. So just do it very, very gradually, okay? Um, BD's in the Lake District, but in her orange office in London tonight. Oh, I know if you don't follow Beverly on Instagram, she's actually wearing a cat shirt. I know she is, because she sent a picture earlier. So dry food, fine, 13 years old. Oh, this is Joseph on about his cat. Um, will my deaf cat urinate? Why will my deaf cat, sorry, I apologise, sweet tea. Why will my deaf cat urinate around the house with clean litter boxes? There are 3 other cats and they like each other. She's affectionate and seems happy, gets a lot of love and affection. So I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that she's deaf. Why is she urinating around the house? Have you got the same litter in all the trays? How many trays do you have? So if you've got 4 cats, you ideally need 5 trays, all in different locations, and I would provide a litter buffet for her. So I don't know what type of litter that you're using at the moment, but a soft clumping litter, the softer the better, is preferred. So something like Van Cat or Everclean, that's what we have in the UK, and those are the ones that I always recommend anyway. And make sure it's really deep. So often I go into houses and I'll see people's litter trays, and honestly, it's just the tiniest amount in there, and that's not good. It needs to be really, really deep because cats really like to scratch. And if she's feeling that obviously she's got one of her senses removed, then it might be nicer for her to dig in a really deep bed, because she can't hear it, so she might just want to feel it. So it might be that's why, I'm guessing, because you haven't told me, but generally if you've had a vet checked and she hasn't got a UTI or urinary problem, then it's generally always down to the litter, and obviously you're saying it's clean litter boxes, so it's always not always, but the majority of the time, I find it's down to a substrate aversion. So you can provide a litter buffet with different types of litter in, all very deep, and see which one she prefers. And then bingo, if she's using one, then you know which one she prefers. And so many different cats have got a litter aversion, so it is really common. I hope you get that sorted and come back and let me know. Gabrielle, our girl cat won't stop peeing around the house, no UTI. She's been to the vets. We've helped her stop for a while with more enrichment, but now she's doing it again with vengeance. We're at a loss. Okay. Go on to and this applies to sweet tea as well. Some cats will just overmark as well. So just because you think you've cleaned it up, unless you've cleaned it up properly, if you go onto my TikTok, there's a pinned video there called cat pee clean or something like that, and that has got 2 different strategies in there. One, I think, Clorox Pro and Odicide. That's for people in the States. UK and Europe, it's Ideal 365 and isopropyl alcohol. And there's a particular way to use the 2 chemicals to get rid of all of the scent, and you need to use a black light first. So going through the house with a black light, picking up all of the urine stains and then cleaning them appropriately. And then once you've done that, what I always suggest is get yourself a little what have I got here that I can show you? Something like this. This is one of from the Cat It range, and that comes with a different insert as well. Which one do you prefer, Hugo? Or again, the flying saucer, just something with some treats in, something like that then you can put treats in on top of the area that the cat has soiled, and hopefully reassociate that area with food resource rather than house soiling. So I would give that a go. Always cleaning protocol first. Well, it's vet check first, then cleaning protocol, and then, okay, you've done enrichment, but putting the food down in that area. But it's also looking at your husbandry in terms of what substrate you're providing. So give that a go, and honestly, go and have a look at those 2 videos, because I've done 2 that are pinned of top reasons for household soiling and the house cleaning as well. Oh yeah, please send lots of love hearts. Yeah, send lots of love hearts for me, please. And if anybody misses this on, obviously, and you're watching it on catch up, that's absolutely fine to drop me questions, because I do keep checking for about 2 weeks afterwards if there's any questions. After that, I tend not to go back to them, because then it will soon be it'll be soon ready for the next live, which is I think it's the 26 or 20. It's the I think it's the last Tuesday in November. Beverly, can you just let me know what date that is, and then put it up so in there so everybody can knows when it is, and then I'll try and put the post up earlier on YouTube as well. We miss Roy and Radish. I miss them so much. Honestly, I was nearly welling up when I was talking about him, because I had a thing come through the other day to say this time last year, and it was a video on TikTok. I said about Rainbow Bridge and Radish. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Bunny and Tosh. Yeah, I mean, anything we can do to raise awareness of black cats and black cat welfare is fantastic. So yeah, Vesper's a snuggle bug, and he's more lovey than his tyrant teddy brother. That's Beverly. She's got a black cat called Vesper. There you go. Friends of Bunny and Tosh. Everybody give them a follow. So Robert, your cat stares at him. Yeah, you think they can see spirits? Okay. Well, that's really interesting. I think everybody has got their own sort of spooky tale about cats and what they do think they can see. Sometimes people go all cold and shivery, and they think there's a spirit about, and then the cat's staring at something. So, like I say, there's no science to say there is, but there's no science to say that there isn't either. So, EOT, my cricket. What a great name! I love that. My cricket sees spirits all the time. You're pretty sensitive, but cricket sees them before I sense them. Well, there you go. That's what I've just said. So if you're sensitive, because there's no science to say that there is or there isn't spirits or the afterlife. So I'm not going to say yay or nay, because I don't know. But all I know is that cats are very, very sensitive to our emotions as well. So sometimes people will say, haven't been feeling very well, and my cat, who isn't normally cuddly, is coming to sit on me and cuddle me. It's almost like he or she knows I'm not well. And isn't that just so lovely that they know how we're feeling? Because cats can smell our hormones. So I think we've got another visitor. Oh, Puddin, you're going to come in and say hello? Come and say hello to YouTube. Pudding's waiting at the door to ask to come in, and you go say, no, this is my turn on YouTube. Angel, this happened today. Monty kept looking around the house, and then he went into the kitchen. I need to read the rest of this, Angel, because this is like, I'll find the rest of it in a minute. Mary Brown, my cat sees things in one spot in my living room ceiling. I never see anything there, but he does. Lol. Again, it may be that there's a reflection or something, but I don't want to say one way or the other. You read that they hear mice crickets in walls, and they will howl and make weird noises. Oh yeah, Bunny and Tosh, make sure to hit the like button for this video. Yes, please. Do you know what? I really want to get more likes each video that I do, because the numbers are growing up. So yeah, they'd be great to get more likes, because I just sit here and talk cat for an hour, and I'm thinking, well, does anybody really like what I'm saying? Yours barely meows, he chirps mostly, and that's how he got his name Cricket. Oh, I love that. I've got a ginger cat called Noodle. Pudding's just come in now, so if you hear lots of noise, it's not the spirits, it's them too. And he just walks around trilling all day. So that's a great name, Cricket. I love that. Angel, can you buy that in the UK? Can I buy that over the counter? Hannah wants to know, gosh, what was it that was talking about? Anything that I've just shown. So this, you can buy that. I've got a discount code somewhere which will give you quite a healthy saving off that. Again, I think you have to go onto my Instagram and find one of my pet remedy videos to get that. You can get this in the UK. You can get it from Amazon. What else have I talked about? Anxitane. Oh, pudding. Anxitane, you can get, I fell on the floor. You can get that on Amazon as well. And these that I've mentioned these tonight, you can get those from Amazon or you can get them direct from Catkin. Oh, this lump here is pudding. Mwah, hello, darling. And she's you little cuddle bug, aren't you? You're on YouTube. Say hello to YouTube, everyone. There you go. Now, obviously, she's very happy being held like this, but not all cats are. So it's about knowing your cat's boundaries. So there'd be a lot of cats that you couldn't even sit up like this. But as you can see, she's quite happy. She's enjoying. If you're not already, follow Amanda on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on all of those platforms. Angel's got a cat of 17, so she's so attached to me. And you've got 3 cats. Oh, 17, that's so lovely. Um, uh, oh, yeah, well, yeah, you've got a Down syndrome kitty passed a few years ago. His name was Radar Cleat. Oh, he was cross-eyed. I miss him so much. He was a little lover. Oh, again, you said Down syndrome kitty. It isn't Down syndrome per se. It is neurodivergent, and yeah, they're special, aren't they? They are really lovely. I remember I had a cat called Pumpkin because he came about this time, and he was this time of year, and he was lovely big gin. Well, he was baby actually, but he grew into a lovely big pumpkin, and he was red and white. And I can remember taking him to the vets because his eyes he had beautiful brown eyes, and he just looked devoid of normal cat-esque behaviour. And I can remember taking him to the vet and saying, there's something wrong with this cat. And the vet said, no, he's absolutely fine. But there was. He was different. And I always treated him differently. And he was a beautiful cat. So, yeah, just if you have got cats with any special needs or neurodivergencies or anything, just treat them differently as you would do a human, really. When I say you treat them differently, you would treat them with respect for their needs. Starlings living in the attic and the cats will stare at the ceiling. Yeah. Karina and Giuseppe, my cats are play fighting, but my other cat is playing too rough. The only way you know it's too rough is if you're at the vet surgery. If there is, if yes, there may be fur flying, but if they keep coming back for more and they're playing, then don't worry about it. I've got videos that I show sometimes to people of my 2 bonded Bengals playing, and it looks like they're killing each other. So unless you're having injuries, the play isn't too rough. It is species specific to them. If you do see that sometimes it's going to escalate to get really, really bad, then by all means, don't try and step in the middle of them, but you can try and distract them. That's fine. Joseph, you've had that experience with birds and had to put screens in the vents. Oh gosh, and you get different critters as well, don't you, all over the world. I mean, we don't get anything like what you're talking about here. Interesting, Sweet Tea saying she is a digger and I use many boxes around the house. I will try a variety of litter, thank you. So if she's into a digging, then it may just be that your substrate isn't deep enough. And if you are using wood pellets or anything that's quite granular, then you go for a really, really soft, almost sand-like, but very loose, that you literally pick it up and it's like icing sugar, how it falls from your hands, or sugar, should I say, not icing sugar. So that may really help her. And if it's really, really deep, let me know. Whenever I say, hey, nerd, my cats look over her shoulder, megalomaniac. I like your handle as well. That's really funny. My cat keeps going on the table. Any tips that could help, please? You mean she's jumping up on the table? If it is that she's just jumping up on the table, you can't you can't chastise a cat, you can't squirt them with water. Please don't do that. I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just saying generally, if anybody wants to or is punishing their cat, then don't. You can't shout at them, you can't spray them with water, you can't blow on them, and all the other things that people try and do to try as a deterrent. It won't work. All you have to do, because cats will only respond to a positive stimulation rather than a negative one, it will just break down your relationship with them and their trust with you. So what would be good there would be to think about, well, make the floor more interesting. So every time they jump up, if you know that they're going to jump up, I would get something like a licky mat and put it down on the floor. So the floor becomes, what's not on there, is it? Nothing on there yet. The floor becomes more interesting. There's nothing ever on the countertop or the table. And just literally just either coax them down, pick them up and put them down gently, and make sure that there's treats and things on the floor. What you must be careful with is timing though here, because if the cat jumps up on the countertop and then you give them a treat on the floor, they'll probably learn that if I jump up on the countertop, I get a treat. So they'll do it to get the treat. So you have to try and time it so that you either put them down on the floor and then walk away and then bring a treat to the floor. That way there's a break in between and you're walking away. So give that a go, but definitely no punishers. I'm not saying that you have, but give that a go anyway. Hello, Amanda. My two cats meet me at the door and don't argue. The one from the neighbour downstairs got a cat, and now I don't know. Does that mean that they share the same territory? So if two cats meet at my door and don't argue, the one from the neighbour downstairs and a cat I don't know, does that mean? Yes, it does. Yeah. So they probably worked out the territory and they're quite happy to share. So you would soon know if two cats didn't want to share territory. I've known of some cats that will actually go and call for their friends at other cats' houses, and just wait for them to come out, and then they'll hang out for the day. And that's great if that's how they want to be. So don't think that all cats are not going to get on. Some cats are extremely sociable and want to have friends. It's just like humans as well. Some people are more sociable and gregarious, and other people are just quite happy, being single and solo, and that's absolutely fine. Nice cat. Okay, so that one, this is Pudding. Say hello, Pudding. So let's see. Thank you for the hearts, everyone. This is brilliant. God, 50 likes. This is amazing. You're very welcome, Gabrielle. 26th of November, that's the next Cat Chat Tuesday. So put that a note in your diary, and hopefully, Beverly, you'll be able to join me as well. And then I think we're coming up to Black Friday. And is it then the festival season that you have, the holidays, Thanksgiving, all of that? So I guess that we'll be talking a lot about getting, party season ready and so on. You have an adorable cat next to you. Oh, Robert says you're adorable. She's cheeky. There you go. She's just gone now. She's just heard her dad come in, so they've gone now. I've still got Basil in here. He's fast asleep in his little bed. I don't know whether you can see him down there. Can you see him? I move over, wrong way. There's Basil. He's fast asleep in there, and he's 17. So when my youngest cat, this is Marta, when my youngest cat, Kiara, hisses at my oldest, Odvar, he doesn't seem to know what it means. It sometimes happens during play as well, but Otvar will just keep chasing her because he doesn't seem to understand what hiss means. Usually, oh, I see what you mean. Don't worry about that. He will work it out, because what she'll do, the hiss, if he's a lot younger, you find that they want to play in a different way to an older cat. So you'll probably find that the hiss will just keep happening and the younger cat will just ignore it. They're more robust, they haven't learned the manners, that'll just keep happening. Eventually it'll settle down. You can try and give him a lot of single play on his own with lots of more high energy play, you could try doing that, so he gives the older cat a bit of a break. Give that a go. So Joseph, you went to the grain and feed store and bought a drinking pan, 3 foot by 4 or 6 inches high, plenty of litter and room, better than many boxes. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've seen a lot of these stainless steel boxes as well now that are quite roomy, and especially if you've got a large cat, then they're not going to really be comfortable in a tiny little litter tray. So that's another thing, making sure that the litter tray size is adequate for the size of the cat. So yeah, you can think outside the box. It doesn't have to be a cat litter tray. I've seen people that have had these huge plastic storage boxes that have just cut an entry point in, and the cat goes in there, and that's great too. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, but making sure that it is adequate, and if possible leave the lid off, because some cats can feel very contained in an area like that. So Marta, Oddvar will just keep chasing her. I've done that one, haven't I? Robert Hugo is the star of the show, always. He is. So if ever I'm doing any of my videos, he's always here. But he's great because sometimes he'll model for me. So if I want to say how to give cat medication or something, he's always there. Actually, this is a great tip. I want to share this one with you. So if you have a cat syringe, if you have a syringe like this and you have a churro or something like that, squirt it into your syringe and get your cat used to taking treats like this. So then they're used to having this little pointy plastic thing in the mouth, and then when it comes to the time that they need some medication, they will open the mouth and take that readily. So I've got Hugo trained onto these, and I dilute it with water as well. So he literally, so I showed somebody that last night, and he just literally took it in his mouth. It's like, so that's really top tip there for you. Got some, I think I'm almost at the end of the questions, am I? G. Franzet, I've got a 3-year-old who loves to play and a 10-month-old. During playtime, she runs away when the little boy tries to join. Any suggestions to encourage her not to be so shy when the little guy joins? Okay, so get the curiosity going. I love these snuffle mats. So a snuffle mat like that, get it, get some treats in there, get some pet remedy spray. I'd probably avoid catnip because that's a stimulant and that could make them a little bit hyper. But you could hide toys in here. Oh, Basil's going up now to say hello. Where are we? There, hide little toys in there. And that's a big enough mat to put down for both of them. Again, hiding little chunks like this in there. And hopefully that might get them to hang around a while longer. Failing that, good old licky mat. You see there's still some on there from earlier. Get a couple of those and put that down for them, so they can encourage them to hang out a little bit longer. And obviously there's food involved as well. So give that a go and come back next time and let me know if that's helped. Oh. That was Hugo's just come bailing in. Hello, this is, oh gosh, we're getting all the cats tonight. So this is old man Basil, and he is 17. You're a little autumn cat, aren't you, Baz? Your cat as a whole, Joseph, your cat has a whole second bedroom of his own with litter box, toys, chairs, and windows, and he likes to look. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. So he's got, thank you, Angel. Yeah, she is a very, very pretty, she's a pretty princess. She's not my cat, she's my son's, and she came to live with us in December, and we've integrated them in with my 5 cats. So we've now got 7 cats here, and they all get along very, very well. Okay, Basil. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Do I have any natural remedies? Oh gosh, this is going to be disaster now. I can see it. That pumpkin's going to come off, isn't it? Do you have any natural remedies that fleas actually work? No, I don't. I know that cats will go and roll in the outdoors. They will go and roll in rosemary because that is anti-parasitic. But there's nothing you could just keep trying to groom and groom and groom. That will get it off the cat, but it won't get it off your house. So really, I think parasitic control is crucial, not only for their skin and their comfort. I'm itching now thinking about it, but also parasites internally, because fleas and worms are linked. So, oh, this is all going to go horribly wrong. Can you see him on there? This will be on one of those car crash TV when that pumpkin comes off in a minute. um, uh, oh, my vet never said that word. What word was that? I've said such a lot now. So, Eoti, what word was that? Your 17-year-old cat is more lively than your other two. I find females more active. I'd actually agree with you there. Not being sexist, but yeah, I think female cats are a bit more busy. Help. My two formerly feral cats keep bringing in maimed prey critters. Hugo, this is not going to end well. Via a pet door. Must I keep them inside? No, not at all. I mean, if they're used to being outside, I think it would be Hugo. I think it would be quite difficult for them to transition to be an indoor cat after they've been outdoors. What you could do is, they don't necessarily have to wear a collar, but they could have the Victorian ruffle collars. That would help to keep, it a visually alerts that the prey that they're about. So you could try that, one of the Victorian ruffle collars. Teeth in. I'm just busy looking at him thinking, this is all. Come on, Hugo. Crash. Oh, he did that very well, didn't he? My other cat, Dobby, lived to 22 years. He lived in and outdoors, and he would eat rabbits, mice, lizards, and I fed him. Thanks. Think eating live and I fed him. Think eating live animals led to his longevity. Well, he definitely had a varied diet, didn't he? And well done to him, Dobby. Yeah, Dobby living to 22. That's a fantastic age. Beanie, hello. My cat winks with his right eye. I can't tell if he thinks I'm lovely or if he plans his vengeance. He's definitely thinking that you're lovely. And I've noticed that as well. Sometimes cats will blink with one eye like that. And I think it's just another communication that sometimes they get the double blink, slow blink, and then a one eye blink. One of these cats, a story I heard, is a 3-year-old female feral. Until about a year ago, she adopted us. Oh, and the other one is a 3-month-old intact male, just adopted us at 10. The gifts are now daily. 2 birds. Oh gosh. I think if you can get them neutered, I think that will help a lot. So prepubescent neutering is quite common in the UK. Based on weight, so give that a thought now, because definitely that will help. And again, with the birds, the predation to stop that, the ruffle collars are really, really good. Cats are predators, and you can't really stop that, but I am always mindful of the bird population as well. But in some countries, it's against the law to let your cat out. I think it's New Zealand, certain areas, Australia, and I think there's some states some states in America where it's illegal to let your cat out. You guys let me know if I'm wrong or right there, please. Beanie, that's funny. My cat Goose does the same thing, and I've got 100% survival rate so far. Do my cats colour change their personality? Do you mean, Karina, if you've got a ginger cat or a tortoiseshell cat, does it make them a little bit more different in personality? Honestly, I don't think so, because there's personality isn't necessarily a genetic trait. If you have a feral cat or a cat that is a litter from a cat that's more nervous, the mum cat is going to pass on the nervous trait or maybe not necessarily an aggressive trait, but that's going to be passed through to kittens. So I do think it's genetic that way, but I don't think you can say that, you see all these posts, don't you? Or ginger cats, torties got tortitude. Is that because they're female? Because all generally tortoiseshell cats are female because of the genetic link there. And generally females, I find, are more sassy than males, so that could be what tortitude is. But I've known tabbies with sass, I've known torties with sass, so I don't think it's colour related, but anybody who, I mean, it's just generalizing, but it's fun, isn't it? Let's face it, it's fun to say that you see, I would generalize and say that black and white cats are really intelligent, but I know that that's not the case, but that's what you could say. But a lot of my experiences with black and white cats have been that they're really, really intelligent. Snuffle mat, brilliant. Yeah, I know. I just trot these out. I love the snuffle mat. And somebody was joking, oh, there she is with a snuffle mat again. But they're dog toys and they're brilliant. And I always say, why should dogs have all the fun? Yeah, to tap the love heart to distract Mr. Hugo, everyone. Well, he's knocked the cat down. You can't see, but at least it could have been far worse, because that one pumpkin, hang on, there, that's a ceramic one, and that one there is a ceramic one as well, so that could have been yeah. And there's a crate up there. I had visions of the whole lot coming down. That would have gone viral, wouldn't it, really? And you couldn't have staged that if you'd have wanted to. My almost Raven Wolf, hello. My almost 2-year-old male tabby cat out of nowhere will bite and swipe for no reason. Not in pain, have lots of toys, and we never scold him. Is he just at the teen stage? Yeah, it's just he is playing inappropriately. So the way to do that is don't stimulate him too much. Keep all your play at a distance. So don't go and sort of tickle him on his tummy or anything like that. Keep it all very, very low key. You could perhaps use Patsy's Garden on YouTube to stimulate him, and then bring out a wand or something like this with these feathers. That would be quite good. Giving him different things to do to take energy away. So this windmill's really, really good. You put the treats in there and they have to work out, start off with the hole is that big, and then they have to work out how to rotate it. Again, this is a dog toy, really, really good. So thinking about things like that to play with him would work well. And if he does get hold of your hand, just go limp, and then the minute he lets go, get out and walk away. Because you don't want to keep rewarding him for that behavior. It is the age, and try and regular bursts of exercise with him, with playing and things like that. Now Hugo wants to come back in again. Come on, there you go. Yeah, come on now. It's almost time for your tea. So he's handsome. You had an orange boy. I called him Crush. Oh, that's so lovely. My Raven Wolf. So I hope that helps you anyway. Joseph, your 2 boys like to play with the mouse tied to a fishing role. I cast it around the house and he chases my old guitar strings. Oh, very, very good. Neurodivergence. I hope that spelled that right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's fine. Goose has all the sass. Gosh, there's so many more here. Amanda has a great video of Hugo with the windmill. Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you know what? That sometimes I can go and do a video. Hello, then. Come on. Is it almost your tea time? I go and do a video. I think I'll really, really plan this, and this will be really, really funny and interesting. And I don't get any likes at all. And then I'll just put something on really random that I haven't even thought. And everybody, yeah, lovely bit. Oh, sorry, Hugo. Nearly hit him on the head then. And the Planet Feeder too. Yeah, Planet Feeder is really, really good. You like that one, don't you, Hugo? You like that? Yes, you do. So Do I recommend watching cat TV on YouTube? I absolutely do, and that's for me as well. It's so calming. Yeah, the channel I always watch, well, we always watch, don't we, Hugo, is Patsy's Garden, and we love that. It's really, really calming. And the cats love it. And sometimes, if you just want to zen out, you could just sit there and listen and watch the birds. It's really, really lovely. So I think, yeah, everyone should have a bit of cat TV in their life, and the cats love it. Really, really good. So, Karina and Giuseppe, how can you catify your house? Dead easy. You don't need a lot of money either to do it. So if you look here, this is the IKEA Kallax that can be used as high perching areas. It can be resting areas, shelves. You could use shelves. That's really good as well. With bits of carpet on. You can make ladders. You don't necessarily need, and obviously you can go out and buy all of these things. Go on, Hugo. There you go. You could go out and buy them all, but if you wanted to make them, go and have a look on Pinterest, because there's so many different ideas. But cat walls are great, and a really tall, robust cat tree. Because very often I see these ones, just tiny little kitten poles, and they're not going to do anything for your cat. So I think that's a really good purchase, is a tall, robust cat tree. So give that a go. Well, guys, it's Hugo's tea time, and as you can tell, he's jumping all over me now. So I'd like to thank my wonderful moderator, Beverly, also known as BD. Thank you for that, Beverly. You've been amazing as always. And thank you so much for all of these hearts and the likes and the questions. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please come back and watch me next time, and go and have a look at the other videos as well. And hopefully I will have given you some information that you can take away with, and it hasn't been too scary. I think the scariest part for me tonight was thinking that my display for you all up the top there was actually going to come crashing down, but luckily it didn't. So any questions that you want to ask, if you just pop them at the end of this, in the comments section at the end of this video, just pop them there, and as I say, I'll be back within the next 2 weeks, and I'll be giving them all an answer for you. But I'd like to say, have an amazing Halloween celebration. Be safe, keep your cats safe, keep the chocolate away from the cats, and if you're on a diet, keep the chocolate away from you too. But enjoy yourself, and as I always say, meow for now.